Welcome everyone to Unscripted and Unchained. As you can tell by the ticker down at the bottom, this is episode 17, and this is basically just a channel news video. Couple things coming up, within the next two or so weeks. I'm continuing to run my new Mifrog campaign, and so the second adventure for that should be up and ready to roll on Friday. So sometime Friday evening we'll run that second adventure. The last time we had some new players join in, so we had a total of 3 players plus myself, and we're kind of waiting on a fourth person to join in. So, and there's room in that campaign if anybody else wants to, come in. I can give you a pre-gen, or you can roll your own character, and with a few simple guidelines for the campaign purposes, and you're welcome to join in. So what I've been doing this weekend is, although I've been bogged down with quite a bit of work, I do have a little bit of time while I'm printing up things to do a really quick broadcast, so a channel news. I'm continuing to run my new series of videos on MMOs from the 2000 to 2010 range. So far that's been quite fun, for myself to put together, those videos. And I've already done Anarchy Online, and I just ran EVE Online, and have a couple more games upcoming. I might skip over World of Warcraft because I already have a video on World of Warcraft, but maybe I'll do it just for a very brief, introduction. And I'm looking forward to Fallen Earth, which will be coming up in the next couple of videos, based on how they're panning out. I think Rhizome, which I've never played before, will actually be the very next video. So, and I'm looking forward to that because I never played the game, and so it will certainly be a true, first-time experience. And so, as you see me go through, that first-time experience, if you haven't played the game, you might actually have a very similar experience as well. What I've been doing, if you've been following my channel and you've been watching some of my videos, especially my opening box videos, I've been purchasing a lot of RPGs that I started playing back in the late 70s, early 80s, and I pretty much have everything that I either played at the time or I really enjoyed at the time, with the exception of Star Frontiers, which I have all the PDFs for it anyway. And to be honest with you, to try to purchase the box sets of both of that, both Star Frontiers and then Nighthawks. So it's Alpha Dawn and then Nighthawks box set, and then with Zebulon's Guide to the Galaxy, which is a supplemental that came in kind of like third in line of that, kind of a rules modification, the supplement. So to get all 3 of those things in their original condition would have cost well over $100. And a very similar circumstance with Twilight 2000. In order to get the box set is not that difficult to do. It's about $40, and I'd have the box set for it. But to get all of the supplements, I'd have to rely on PDFs anyway. And so I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I would buy the box set for Twilight 2000, or just, which I already have the PDFs, just print out the PDFs. I've been looking over the cost effectiveness of buying the first edition D&D, or AD&D actually, so Advanced Dungeons and Dragons first edition, and looking at how much each of those books tends to run, and they're between $30 and $40, let's say, for the books to be in somewhat decent condition. And looking through the list of books that you would need about anywhere from 11, 12, 13 various books. I'm not quite sure if Legends and Lore and Deities and Demigods are very much different. I'm pretty sure Deities and Demigods is a little bit longer than Legends and Lore, so I have a feeling that Legends and Lore came later than Deities and Demigods, so I'll have to pick through the PDFs that I do have and see, if, which one is the better choice to actually print out. But that's where my decision is pretty much led me to, is that I'm just going to print out the PDFs of all of the first edition and then just build up my library of PDFs for both the games that I have in physical, because I also have many of the PDFs for those as well. And the PDFs is what I would use to actually play with, and leave my physical copies, to sit on a shelf and gather dust, as my wife would say. But but it's maintaining their integrity. If I'm going to spill a cup of coffee on something, I'd rather spill it on a PDF that I can reprint. So speaking of printing, I mean, it's been a pretty monumental task in printing these things, but I think it's well worth it, well worth the trouble. So I spent most of the better part of last night, almost 3 hours or so, printing out the Dungeon Master's Guide. And so here's the first edition Dungeon Master's Guide, and here's the I put in this plastic sleeve all of the DM the DM shield, what the hell do you call it, the screen, the DM screen. So I have all of the panels for the DM screen here. And what I'll do is I made this actually for the Conan RPG. I always get this oriented wrong. So I made my own trifold, DM screen for that, and as you can see, it has four panels on the inside, 2 on the outside, and actually room for 2 more on the outside. So a total of 8 panels, and then these are just in slip cases, so I can just pull them out and switch up games, to use it for that. So with the games, as I'm putting them into either folders or binders, I'll take the DM screen for those and put them in. So once again, so here's the Dungeon Master's Guide, and this is the 1E guide. I'm printing it on 24-pound paper, so it's actually pretty sturdy, pages. And like I said, if I screw up a page or something, it's very simple to replace it. And overall, I think cost-wise, it's costing me about 5 or 6 cents a page in order to print this out. That includes the PDF, which I got the PDF for free, and but that includes the PDF, that includes the paper stock, that was about $16 for the pack of 500, so that's about 3 cents per page. And then I'm estimating the ink cost to be another 2 cents per page or so. So in all, and then the binder was $3. So in all, I'd say that the Dungeon Master's Guide is probably costing me about $15 when all is said and done. What I also put in here, since it's a 1.5-inch binder, and so I had some more room, and I said, well, what else am I going to put in the same book as the Dungeon Master's Guide? And so I figured I would put in the world of Greyhawk Gazetteer, and this is the Greyhawk portfolio. So also found it on in PDF on the on the internet, along with all of the maps. So I have all of the maps in the back here, and there's about 16 pages of maps, which I guess creates all four quadrants, 4 pages per quadrant, and so this is actually pretty much done. There is the one supplement by James Ward, the Greyhawk. Let me pull it up really fast so I know. I believe it's Greyhawk Adventures. So it's about 130 pages. Adventuring in the Greyhawk supplement that I would also include in this binder. And what you hear in the background now is I'm actually printing out the player's handbook, and I'll combine the player's handbook along with Unearthed Arcana, which is also very similar to a player's handbook, and put those two into a slightly smaller binder, or perhaps a folder with a little bit more capacity. Every one of these supplements are about 130 pages, so it works out to 65 pages, printing them out double-sided where available, 65, 70 pages or so. And so that's more than enough to fit in your standard, two-pocket, three-fastener folder that you can, put up to 2 books in there, along with dividers and stuff. So, and then I will print out I have the three monster manuals. So the Monster Manual 1, the Monster Manual 2, and the Fiend Folio. And all 3 of those I will, so those are each 130. I guess 130 pages was like the requirement for all TSR supplements at the time, because it just seems like almost every single book I've looked at, and I have all 13, or 12 or 13 or so PDFs, and it looks like every one of the supplements are 130 pages. I'll put the Dungeoneers and the and the Wilderness Survival Guides into one package. Oriental Adventures would be in a separate folder for itself, and so on. So hopefully by the end of a week or two, I will have all of the 1E core books and supplements in, printed out in hard copy, and then I could really start planning on running some campaigns using 1E. The reason why I'm switching from basic to 1E is that I just haven't been able to trump up that much interest in people looking to play the basic basic Dungeons and Dragons. So 1E has a more vibrant community that I've seen on Facebook, and so I think if I pitch out, all right, I'm going to run a new campaign using 1E, I'll probably drum up at least a couple players that we can actually start doing that. Let's see, other channel news. I mean, bottom line, that's pretty much it. As we come close to the summer vacation, I know I'm going to be planning some big events during the summertime, as far as going out and going to some local places, and trying to put together some in-person gaming events, which will be something new for me. I haven't done that kind of thing in decades, so that'll be good. And I'll certainly be looking to go to some gaming conventions, and I'm already starting to plan for Comic-Con, which will come up in October. That's the New York City Comic-Con. And so that's something that I'm looking forward to, going out there. I'll be bringing, at least one of my daughters, if not both. And, certainly looking forward to going to that, and let them enjoy themselves with the actors that they want to meet. And maybe I'll bring home some goodies for myself as well. And we'll see how that goes. So, but that's, several months. That's 6 months 6 or more months ahead of where we're at right now. So I hope you enjoy the channel. And once again, if you have anything that you'd like for me to take a look at, I'm certainly willing to look at anything that I can dig into and then either post a response video here on this channel or in some of the other channels that I'm in. If you have a Kickstarter that you want me to take a look at, that too is something that I'm really anxious to do. I know I have. I picked up a couple Kickstarters. I know one from Eric Bloat, and I have another two Kickstarters that I think are still active. Let me actually bring that up and see. Let me bring that up and see if I can pitch these for you. So let's see. I'm probably in the wrong account. Yes, I'm probably most definitely in the wrong account. So that'll actually take a little bit longer than I thought. Let's see. And this is the problem with doing these things unscripted, is that I'm not always prepared to go right into all right. Okay, let's see. So there are two things that I backed right now, and that is Vikinger, a D6 based Viking RPG, and that still has 20 days to go. It has met its pledge mark, so it has been funded. It's like I said, a D6 based RPG that's being put out by Graham Botley. I hope I pronounced his name right. And so that's one thing coming up. And my other is Iskloft. I guess I'm pronouncing that correctly, from it's a Grim Viking 5e campaign setting created by Lloyd Collins. And so I'm currently backing that. That has 14 days to go. It has also met its pledge mark, so it is fully funded and, starting to work towards, I guess, achieving some of the stretch goals that he had in there. Let's see, stretch goals. So I have unlocked all but one stretch goal. So there's still one more stretch goal to go. That's at the £10,000 mark for a major art upgrade. So that's upcoming. And I hate the slow scrolling. Let's see. So Survive This, a zombie second edition tabletop RPG from Bloat Games, was the other Kickstarter that I recently backed, and once again, that was successful. So I'm just waiting for my waiting for the soft cover. I already have access to the PDF. I'll have to get around to actually printing it out, but I went in on the pledge to get the soft cover, the black and white soft cover. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, that's weird. Only show me the top 4. Let's see. Pathfinder Kingmaker is coming along. That's still, that's still in the works. I'm sure that's met its, that's met its pledge goal. Iron Tide's a Viking-themed survival strategy game. Is something that I backed. It met its delivery date was supposed to be a while ago, but I haven't seen anything from it. So that's something that I have to look into is to see. That's a computer game, so I'm waiting for that to actually arrive, and we'll see. Well, maybe it's probably a digital download, and I just haven't figured out to do it yet. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the news for the channel. I look forward to playing with you all, on the weekends. Once again, closing out another weekend, and have 4 long days. 3-day weekend next weekend, and not sure how long or how much time I'll have to actually play around. Because it's a holiday weekend, I'm going away. But anyway, if I do get some time in, it'll be probably Friday night and or Sunday night into Monday morning. So you have a good time. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to playing with you in the future. Have a good one.